Is weird, odd, strange, or just plain bizarre is really your cup of tea? Then the Golden State Media Concepts Weird News Podcast will give you that fix. Can't believe it? Well, listen for yourself as we deliver the strangest news you definitely won't find on CNN or Fox. It's the Golden State Media Concepts Weird News Podcast.
Welcome to the GSMC Weird News Podcast with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway, brought to you by and presented on the GSMC Podcast Network to fulfill all of your podcasting needs. How you guys doing? Is everything okay? Happy Monday, first of all. What I like to do before I get into any of these amazing stories I have for you, I like to address something for you guys. I like to address something. I like to call it my weekly address. It's almost like the State of the Union address that the president does, but this is more like the Ryan Holloway address that Ryan does. I just want to make something clear. So I'll record another podcast for this amazing organization. It's called the GSMC Sci-Fi Podcast. And for that podcast, for the next episode, I went to go see Jurassic World. I usually like to go see movies when things are empty. I don't like going on like Friday or Saturday nights. One, because bad things happen in the movie theater at those times. And two, people talk all through the movie. And there's 20 people in there. I can't sit where I want to sit at. Concession line is too long. It's just, if all I want to do is see something, I think that it shouldn't be that big of, if all I want to do is watch something, I shouldn't have to deal with people. Know what I mean? It kind of defeats the whole purpose of watching something, right? So I tend to go to the movie for the matinee. Not just because it's cheap, because no one's there. So I went to the movies about, I think it was like 10:55. I didn't even know movies started that early. Usually when I go to the movies early, it's like 1 o'clock. I didn't even know movies started at 11. I felt great, got to the movie, found my favorite seat. I found a great seat at the movie theater. There was about 10 people in the movies. Someone comes in, they sit by me. Not next to me, that'd be really weird, but like sits directly in front of me. I'm kind of like, should I move? I guess I'll move. Fine. So I move, right? In a great spot. The movie comes on, and we all know that for certain, not for certain movies, but particularly for PG-13 movies, where it's a movie for kids and it's a movie for adults, there's like a bunch of one-liners and slapstick and small little jokes and references that go on in these movies so that they can be taken in by all demographics. I ended up sitting in front of a gentleman who found the need to make, I guess, I don't know, verbal acoustics after every point or every joke or every discovery during this movie. And it was one of these. Something would happen. He'd say, ha, really, dude? Really, after everything? After everything? And I don't mean, because, okay, I'm going to tell you the movie. If you haven't seen Jurassic World yet, Fallen Kingdom, then it's fine. But there's a part in the movie where they're like, she's a clone. The guy's like, And that's something I would think would get more excitement from this individual, right? But that's something that you would probably get some type of response from. She's a clone. Right? That's something that you would expect something from. But I mean, this guy was doing this for, I mean, like every time a dinosaur did like its dinosaur roar, which is like a lion roar or a tiger, like just, I'm not going to do it. But even after that, like, are you acknowledging this is a dinosaur, sir? Like, I don't need you to do that. I don't. So if you're one of these people that do that, I don't mind you doing it. But the Tuesday movie is not for you. The Tuesday movie is not for you. If you're someone that makes noise in the theater, you need to go on Friday or Saturday. That's when you should go. That's when your people are there. Your people are there on Friday, Saturday because they're on their phones, they're talking loud, they're over laughing at jokes, whispering to their friend, explaining jokes, explaining the plot, getting up a bunch of times to use a restroom. You know what I noticed? When I go to the movies and I'm there all by myself on like a regular Tuesday or whatever, nobody has to use the restroom. But if you ever go on a Friday or Saturday, for some reason, 50 people have to use the restroom randomly during the movie. Why? Why? Because people that go there in those days want to be annoying. So it's fine. Like, sir, if you want to make all your extra noises during the movie, please, one more, please go on Friday or Saturday. Do not go while I'm there. Don't ever go while I'm there. Thank you. Go on Friday or Saturday if you're going to make noise in the movie theater. Because Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those are the days for us people that actually want to watch the movie. Not for people that want to be seen and heard. I'm here to watch. Anyway, a gentleman in Wisconsin made a dangerous escape from a car that flipped over just recently. So this guy, I guess, had the most industrious decision ever. I had a friend that did this once in Vegas, and he got away with it. And this guy didn't. But it's odd. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of background on this. This guy in Wisconsin, he flips his car or whatever. He says that he wasn't paying attention and he like overcorrected, like went off the side of a cliff. Right. But he lived, right? So congratulations to him. He flipped the car. He changes his clothes and attempts to run away from the accident. The police stop him and say, "Hey, were you in that car?" He says, "No, I am an unrelated jogger." They immediately wrote him a ticket for hit and run and let him go. He wasn't impaired or anything. He wasn't impaired. Now, I had a friend once. I had a friend who had a problem. He had a problem, a chemical problem, if you will. And he crashed his car in an intersection and then ran home. This was in Vegas. He ran home. And like 3 hours later, the police came to his house. It's like, hey, your car is outside. Were you in it? He was like, no. And they arrested him, like took him down because he was like drinking or whatever. But he never admitted to it. So he had to go to court a bunch of times and all this stuff. But he didn't get a DUI. But they knew he did it. Now, this guy, I'm not going to call that guy my friend. It's just somebody that I knew. This was like 8 years ago. But this guy, my colleague that did this was impaired and ran away. This guy wasn't impaired at all. So I want to know, what are you hiding that you chose this outfit to be a jogger and then just took off running? What else was going on? When people, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a commercial break. When I get back, I'm going to tell you guys what type of people to look out for. You're going to love this. I'll be right back.
Check out the show built around the women of MMA. From the UFC to the extreme cage fighting, we got the fights covered.
Listen.
It's the Golden State Media Concepts Women's MMA Podcast. The latest news of upcoming fights, discussions of previous matches. Join us as we talk to and about the biggest names in women's mixed martial arts, past, present, and future. When it's the women's fight game, you know where to listen to. The Golden State Media Concepts Women's MMA Podcast.
Welcome back to the GSMC Weird News Podcast with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway. I was saying there's a particular type of person to look out for. And this guy flipped his car, dressed up like a jogger. Well, I guess didn't dress up, but changed his clothes or removed some clothes to say he was jogging. And the police stopped him. He said, "Oh, no, I'm an unrelated jogger." And they wrote him a ticket for hit and run and everything. Everybody's wanting to know about their day. And I want to know, and he wasn't impaired. Like he wasn't on the devil's juice or on the earth's green. He wasn't on either one of those things. So like my question is, why would you go to that extent to hide something like that? And the warning I wanted to give you guys about people to look out for, you should look out for people. Watch out for these people. You should watch out for people that go above and beyond to hide things that aren't that big of a deal. You really should, because if this guy flipped this car and wasn't impaired and just ran away, like, oh my God, I flipped my car, I'm just going to run away. It's like, well, here, we're going to write you in a ticket and just, file an insurance claim, you'll get another car, or you'll just have to owe for this one. But why would you were going to run away for this? Yeah, I was going to run away. Really, dude? Really? You know what that type of person is? Are you guys ready for this? That's the type of person. That is the type of person that would hide a body. That's just the type of person that's that type of person. You know why I go there? I'm gonna tell you why I go there. I watched this movie on Netflix. It's called Calibre. Or it maybe it's Caliber, but it's spelled different. It's Calibre. It's about these guys that go hunting in the forest and they accidentally shoot someone. So one guy is like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And the other friend's like, we'll just bury the body. He's like, wait, what? What are you talking about? We'll just bury the body. It's fine. Bury the body? What are you talking about? What do you mean we're gonna bury the body? No, just cause my gun and and like you just can't. We should just bury it, because then if we don't, we'll get in trouble. They bury the body. It's a good movie. You guys should check it out. But if you're ever around anybody that just goes to that massive extent to hide something, just know they're the type of person that you may end up going to prison with. I'm just letting you know. Like, they're the type of person to literally throw the baby out with the bathwater. Literally, like, there's ants in the bathwater. I can't let anyone know that I got ants. No, that's a bad example. I spilled juice in this bathwater, and someone's going to know I spilled juice in this bathwater. I can't have anyone know, so I'm just going to throw out the bathwater with the baby. Why don't you take the baby out? Because then the baby's going to tell on me that I put juice in the water, so we'll just throw the whole thing out. We got to get rid of the whole thing. We got to get rid of all the evidence. Really, dude? Really? You should be concerned about people that want to get rid of all the quote-unquote evidence just off the rip. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to make any phone calls or think about anything. Just immediately, we're dressed up like joggers and we're just running away from our cars. Dress up like a jogger and run away. Wait, are you drunk? No. Are you high? No. Then why are you going to run? I don't know. I don't want anyone to know about it. Really? This is how you fix this? This is how you fix this problem? Now, there may be some of you that need these particular friends. So I'm not judging you at all. Like, I'm not going to judge you if that's the type of friend that you need. Like, I'm not, if you have a type of friend that does things like that, like, you're like, hey, you know what? I wish I had a friend that would be down to just bury a body off the rip. I wish I had a friend that was just down to just run away from a car after accident. If you're that type of person, so be it. That's fine. I'm just saying I don't need to be around those type of people. But I also, I guess it's a gray line. Cause I don't need someone that follows. I need you not breaking like random laws for no reason. But I also don't need you following all the rules either. Cause these people that follow too many rules can get annoying. Just recently on the BART train is Bay Area Rapid Transit. It's in the Bay Area. For those of you that don't know what the Bay Area is, it's a large body of water called a bay near San Francisco, Oakland, Emeryville, that area. Where the Warriors won all the championships at, over there. The Golden State Warriors. So on the BART train, apparently there's a sign that says no eating. I didn't know this. I eat on the BART train all the time when I do ride the BART, but apparently there's a sign that says no eating. A man confronted a guy on the BART train for eating a burrito. There's a video of him. He points at the sign that says no eating and calls the gentleman stupid for eating on the BART train and breaking the rules. Okay. And then the guy, he called the BART police on this individual. The BART police, just to give you guys a heads up, just so you know, the BART police are just like the real police. If you ever go to the Bay Area, the BART police don't try to discount them or give them any fluff. They are just like the real police, and they will let you have it. I'm letting you know now. This is your warning. Do not mess with the BART police. They take their job very seriously. They called the BART police. Apparently, the police, they didn't respond. When I got to the end of the story, they didn't say what happened with the police. I'm assuming if you call the police and say, hey, there's a guy eating a burrito and it says no food on this train. I need help immediately. My guess is that the police aren't going to come help you. But I just want to give you guys a heads up. If you're ever on the BART and someone's eating food on the BART, don't call the police on them. Don't. And I don't mean that as like a general principle about being anywhere and calling the police on people eating food. And that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, depending on the time that you're on the BART, depending on the time, you shouldn't be calling the police on people eating food. It's not in your best physical interest to call the police on anyone on the BART at all, ever. I just want to make that clear. I'm just saying. The thing is, I'm not saying that something bad can happen to you on the BART. I'm just saying that if you're on a train that's underground, that also goes underwater, and you're calling the police on someone and things don't pan out correctly for you, there's just not really any place for you to run. There's just not. And if someone's eating a burrito, I'm going to kind of say it's like a sandwich in this sense. A sandwich that's not cut, not a cut sandwich, but a sandwich that's not cut. In the sense that you have a limited amount of time to eat this before it spoils, right? You know what I'm saying? So if you're eating a burrito, and some of you guys may eat half. This may happen. But even if you're a half burrito eater, half sandwich eater, there's a window you can eat this. It's not like anything else. It's not like wings or, I don't know, spaghetti, pasta, where you can eat a couple spoonsful, then put it away. When you have a burrito or a sandwich, that's an investment. You have to eat it within like that hour, because if not, the toppings, the toppings don't work together anymore. If you're eating a sandwich, the lettuce doesn't pop the way it should have popped in the first hour that you began eating it, is what I'm saying. You should never call the police on someone eating a burrito, because they have a job to do. If you interrupt me while I'm eating a burrito, I'm already unwrapping foil and trying to eat this in the most surgical manner to not get rice all over everywhere on a train while the train is moving. The last thing I need is for you to call the police on me. That's the very last thing I need. I don't need that. And for someone that does call the police on someone that's eating a burrito on the train, I think that you're probably just jealous. I think you're jealous. I think that you're jealous that you don't have a burrito on the train, and because you want a burrito on the train, and because you can't have one, you're going to call the police on someone else. I think that's foul. That's why our country has so many problems right now. People aren't eating their own burritos, and they're calling the police on other people that are eating burritos. With that, I'm going to go on a quick commercial break, and I will be right back.
This is your ultimate stop for everything sports. The Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast. Should I say more? From the NFL, MLB, the NBA to MMA, it's all in here. The Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast. Listen now.
Welcome back to the GSMC Weird News Podcast with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway. I was saying that don't call the police if you're on BART while someone else is eating a burrito just because you don't have a burrito. You should mind your own business and get your own burrito. I think that should probably be the mantra. That should be the mantra of the year. Because there was also a woman named Permit. Her name is Permit Patty because she called the police on a little girl selling lemonade. Mind your own business and eat your own burrito. Just eat your own burrito. Don't call the police on other people eating burritos. Just eat your own burrito or find your own burrito. That's the problem. On to a lighter note. I don't really know if this is a lighter note because it's kind of weird. There was a dog that was on a plane having some trouble. I'm just talking about this as though he was a passenger. He was a passenger. No, he wasn't. This is weird. I'll start all over. A dog had trouble on a plane, and basically the dog was in a cage under a seat. The dog was having trouble breathing, and the woman took the dog out of the cage and was like, oh my God, my dog, his lips are blue. What are we going to do? The quick thinking flight attendant grabbed the oxygen mask from the top, put it over the dog's face, and the dog was all good. The dog started breathing well. He was an American bulldog, so he has a round face, kind of like a human, so the bag fit his face perfectly okay, and now the dog is good. So congrats to the dog. Round of applause. Insert special effect for the applause. You're not going to do it? Okay, producer, fine. So you guys imagine that there was an applause. With that, the dog was in a cage. Now, when I first heard the story, I was like, how is a dog in a cage under a seat? Because for the planes that I've been on, maybe I'm not flying good enough. The planes I've been on, you can't fit a dog cage under those seats. You can't. You can barely fit a backpack under there, like laid flat down. You can barely fit that. So I'm assuming this happened in first class. This had to have happened in first class because usually when I see dogs on planes, they're actually, I've never seen a dog on a plane. The only times I see dogs near planes are when they're like those comfort dogs, and I've never seen one of those on a plane. Or apparently, from what I gather, they go on the bottom. I don't know if they do this anymore, if they put the dogs on the bottom of the plane. I'm not sure if this is something that they still do. If they do still do this, I'm concerned. Why? Because if this dog couldn't survive in first class and needed an oxygen mask, then I'm wondering. I wonder how many unreported animal fatalities we have on planes. I'm just wondering. Because I'm the type of person where when there's a story, I always want to think about how many times do we not know about this happening, right? For example, say a celebrity gets caught cheating. It's like, oh my God, this celebrity got caught cheating. What are we going to do now? Oh my God, the woman said this, the woman said that. The guy said this, the guy said that. And I'm not the one to follow that story. I want to know how many times it happened before. When everyone was in Hollywood pulling their wang out, I'm not concerned about this time. How many times did it happen before? So with this dog, if they were able to save this one dog, how many dogs have not made it or through their flight and we just don't know about it? Is the airline just saying, hey, your dog went to sleep when we were up there, and so he doesn't get to make it to Hawaii. So sorry. And the woman that owned the dog said the dog won't be flying anymore, or if he does fly again, I'll make sure I talk to my veterinarian first. I don't have a dog, but I'm just wondering. I'm wondering why you wouldn't talk to your veterinarian in the first place, right? Like, why would you just feel like it'd be okay to just put your random dog on a plane around everybody, on people, in a cage under a seat? Like, it shouldn't your dog be just checked out for that first? I don't know. Again, I don't know. I'm just saying it's different with kids, because like the kid came from you. Like, you know who you are. You know whose kid it is. I mean, sometimes you know whose kid it is, but you know that's your kid. We don't know what type of issues this dog may have. You didn't rescue this dog. You kidnapped this dog from a family. So I just want to know, do you think that maybe possibly like you should look into that before taking your dog on a plane? I'm just saying, I'm not someone to tell anyone how to raise their dog. I know a lot of you guys are dog parents, and a lot of you, I get it. I get it. But I'm not sure if this is the way to do it. It's not a way. It's not a way to do. You don't willy-nilly just take your pet on the plane. You don't just take a goldfish on a plane. You don't do that. But luckily the dog was okay. They put the air mask on the dog and he's fine. I want to know what happens if you're in coach and your dog starts having a breathing issue. I want to know what happens in coach when that happens. Do they still give your dog a breathing mask, or do they just say, hey, we can make him comfortable? I wonder what happens with that. The only reason I'm assuming it was in first class is because in coach, you can't fit dog cages under the seat in coach. B, if I pay for a coach seat, you're not going to put a dog under my seat. Like if where I'm sitting at, you're not putting a dog under my seat. The only reason I think that you can put a dog under a first class seat is because you probably paid for the particular dog storage under your first class seat. That's my assumption. Because I know that if I pay for some cheap ticket on some rinky dink airlines, you're not going to make my flight any worse by putting a dog under my seat. I won't allow you to make my flight worse by putting a dog under my seat. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to participate in the comfort or the near death of your animal. Not something I'm going to do. Not going to happen. So those are the reason why I think it was in first class. I feel like the lady paid a little extra for dog storage, and I don't feel like you can fit a dog seat under a coach seat. So I want to know what happens. What happens, Mr. Airlines or Mrs. Airlines? What happens when your dog has an issue in coach? What happens? We got to get my dog a mask. We got to help him out. What's going on? This is what we can do. We can make him comfortable, and you can have some more peanuts. But other than that, there's nothing we can do for your dog. So the moral of the story is, if you guys are going to fly with your animal, make sure you fly first class, because apparently, I've seen people hyperventilating in coach, and they didn't get an air mask. Those air masks only come down in case of emergency. So if your dog gets to get his life preserved in first class, I have a feeling that if you fly with the pet, you should be flying first class too. In fact, that's where I'm going to fly. With that, I thank you guys for letting me bless your ears with another episode of the GSMC Weird News Podcast with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway, brought to you by, presented on the GSMC Podcast Network to fulfill all of your podcasting needs. Live long, prosper, watch over potholes.